Hot ice, June 22nd. You got Smitty and Big Ev. Rico is apparently defending the fake wall down in Mar-a-Lago. So here we are in reality, ready to rock. And we'll start off with some headlines. Big Ev, the Cincinnati Red Raiders, 11 straight games, capping it off. Come from behind win yesterday against the Rockies at home, pull off the sweep. It's 11 in a row. I think it's the longest winning streak since like the 50s. Screw you, March shot. Ev, what do you got on the Reds?
I mean, as someone who was holding the 1.5 yesterday, little bottom of the eighth, 2-run bomb, take a 2-run lead down from 3-0. As someone who's holding a I believe 15 or 16-1 Reds to win the division ticket, who literally basically bought that ticket, I believe, maybe after game one of this win streak. I mean, it's a long way to go to cash the ticket, but regardless, the timing couldn't have been better. This team's unbelievable. And also, I was saying this yesterday in the gambling cave as I watched Fraley hit this home run. As a bettor, you ever have like that one, like a base? Usually, I'll say baseball. It stands out the most. Where there's just that random guy who, for some reason, he just has came through for me so many times. Like the Reds, whether I'm talking all season, whether it's been like to extend the game for the over, or just like a big hit in the ninth for the Reds to come back and win. For some reason, Jake Fraley had just been so clutch for just me. I guess the Reds too, but me. Every time I need a big hit, when I bet on the Reds, Jake Fraley just comes up and has a big hit. God bless him. God bless this team. They're fun to watch. They're young, and I don't think they're going anywhere.
Well, do you know what set up that hit? Did you watch the at-bat before? De La Cruz is up, gets kind of like
I see. He got doubled. They had a hit and run.
Did you see the double?
Smoked.
Did you see the double from De La Cruz? It was just like a poke to maybe 10 feet over the third baseman's head, and he was on second faster than the fucking Flash. Like, he's the fastest guy possibly in baseball history, and I'm not saying that lightly. I mean, you could throw Dion up there. You could throw Bo Jackson up there. Who's another speed freak? I mean, Ricky Henderson, obviously, yeah. Lou Brock. I swear to God, De La Cruz teleported to second base on this hit. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it because it's something I've never seen before.
And it is a bat before he was on first base. They send him on a hit and run where it was like a line drive to center field, where by the time the ball was even like he already slid in second base and ended up getting doubled up because it just was unfortunate the timing. But he's an absolute freak. I mean, he's 6'5". I mean, he's a strider.
Well, the fact that they held him back this long, which hasn't been long at all, but him just like not starting day one, good for them for bringing him up. The Reds are now going to be day off today. They're going to be at home tomorrow against the Braves, 3-game set, and the Orioles in Baltimore, and then at home against the Padres. So tough little stretch.
Yeah,
keep it up. I mean, don't talk about it, start being about it, and they are 11 straight. Other headlines, the Mets, sorry about that one. Again, losing another series in Houston. A little back and forth action. McGill can't even last 2 1/3. It's just embarrassing at this point. Sorry about the Reds. But the Yankees, Ev, taking to Castillo a little bit. Underdogs at home. They're fighting. They're fighting for you.
I mean, they need to without it is crazy how valuable like just one guy in the lineup can be to this team, but he is. He somehow like he makes everybody better in a way. I don't know. I think people just I mean, we've had some guys like Jake Bowers has stepped up big. Like we've had some guys like Billy McKinney from the Clouds has came in and hit the ball pretty well in a few games, but I don't know what this team just needs Judge back desperately. And we're in this weird spot where Boone's like, yeah, he could be back in a few days. Could be back after the All-Star break. I'm like, well, that doesn't tell me anything, Aaron Boone. That tells me nothing. He can be back tomorrow. He can be back in 2 months. I have no idea.
And speaking of the All-Star break, it's a couple weeks away. I've never been a big like All-Star voting guy, but I've been going down the charts, and like for the most part, the votes are pretty realistic. Like when Orlando Arcia is leading the shortstop in National League, that's like an educated vote right there. He's having a great year, and he deserves to be starting shortstop. Do you agree or disagree that Aaron Judge should be leading the All-Star votes for the outfields right now when he hasn't been playing?
Well, the crazy thing is, like, if you look at his numbers, he still is towards the top in a lot of them, even though he hasn't played much. I'm like, he's the guy right now. Like he's the face of. I mean, he's the face of the Yankees. He's one of the faces of baseball without question. I mean, some could argue the face right now. In terms of like America at least. Like Ohtani, we talked about that a bunch of picks. Like it's tough when you get when you're like when realistically your best player doesn't speak a lick of English. But I mean, listen, I kind of figured that. I figured he'd be voted as a starter, but it's not like he's played bad. I mean, he's missed a shit ton of games. He's still probably in the top 5 or 6 in the AL in home runs.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But even like NBA All-Star game, like Kobe can miss the entire first half of the season. He'll still be voted as a starter.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Judge is in that category yet.
I mean, comparing him to Kobe this early would probably, but I mean, I guess if he's the leading vote getter, then it's like sort of. He kind of is in that spot where, like, I'd be curious to see if he had if he played like 10 games, what his vote would be.
Yeah.
As opposed to if he played like 60%, but yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he's
for the most part, that's the only irregularity in the All-Star voting, other than Vladdy's leading the Blue Jays with 1.195 million votes. Yandy Diaz is having so much of a better year than him right now. It's not even close.
Yeah.
But Vladdy's kind of getting on name recognition, which is what it is. What are you going to do? All right, let's get into picks. Dog of the day. Who do you like today, Big Ev?
Honestly, the other hottest team in the NL that people are starting to talk about a little bit, but I mean, I guess I was on record in the show 2 days ago saying I don't know how serious to take the long term, but I'm taking the Giants today. At home, plus 125. Alex Wood on the mound, who's been solid. I mean, I think this team is still just being kind of they're still just underrated. They, like we talked about, they don't have all these big household names. They don't have any household names at all, to be honest. But they're just grooving along, just win. I think they've won like 9 in a row. They won last night, sort of controversially with the Padres thing. But we had some weird home plate stuff this week. I don't know how much they gave some really weird home plate stuff. I was on the wrong side of the last one. I was on the right side of this one. But I like the Giants here, plus 125.
You know what? I've been against them. I'm on them too. They're at home. They just win. That's all they do is just win. If they're a home dog against virtually anybody, unless it's like Zach Gallen on the mound, I guess, or somebody really shoving at that specific time, take them. I mean, they're proving you right all along, and they've had one of the best records in baseball the last month. They're not doing it with much, but they're doing it. So what else are you going to do? Best bet today. What are you thinking of?
So I was very close to taking my Yankees here. They are on the card, but I'm not going to go with them for this pick. Smitty, I hate to do it. They made the move to Elder. I'm taking the Braves. I know you said Nola's good at home. I can respect that. The Elder getting the bump to start today. I mean, I'm getting basically plus like 100 here, minus like 105. I think it is right now. I mean, I'm just kind of a principle guy. Like when you give me probably the best team in baseball at that price, and a solid pitcher on the mound, I'm usually inclined to take that bet.
Look, I would not begrudge anybody taking the Braves plus money in any situation. If they don't win a baseball game, they're going to fight it out and give you a tough road. So I don't begrudge you at all for that. One of the things I will say is Nola with an extra day rest as well as a day game at home might prove to be a little bit better. But you know, it's I wouldn't say it's a must win for the Phillies. They kind of need to win today to just keep this mojo going. But I don't blame you for taking the Braves at plus 102 right now. My best bet. See if the odds changed on it. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go for broke right now. My best bet: Tampa Bay Rays minus 4.5. They fuck up the Royals today. They absolutely bend them over and show them the 50 states across all the barrels. McKellen's on the mound. You got Shane Stuffin. The Royals stink. They're at home. They lost one against the Royals. Yeah, they won yesterday, but they are coming right back to win 10-1 today. 10-1.
What's
book it plus 245 minus 4.5. Or if you just like to go gravy, over 4.5 runs for Tampa Bay. Put that on there too. Over 4.5 runs, Tampa Bay minus 132.
Okay. Go to the because I knew the money line there minus like 360.
Yeah, the minus 400.
When you said it for a second, I thought you were about to say Rays. I was like, I was still Rays money line.
No. We got people doing mafia podcasts or we had people doing mafia podcasts who take the minus 400 for value. So what are you gonna do?
He's hey, the Rays they could win by 3.
They could.
They could win by.
They could. They screwed me yesterday. The over/under was 8 against the Orioles. It was 6 going into the 8th inning, and they got a run in the bottom of the 8th, and Gunnar Henderson hit one in the 9th. They go 9. So sometimes it happens, but I feel extremely confident in this Rays team to just show up and be piling in them. The Royals are like
they're awful.
We talked about they're not athletics bad, but they're bad.
They might be athletics bad. Like they're not, but they're not. We talk about not in the sense of like they have some players that are recognizable, but they are atrocious. I think they score less runs. The A's kind of score runs, or what the A's do. They threaten to score runs.
Yeah, well, the A's have some like spunk. They lost to the Guardians the last 2 games by 1 run, and then before that, the Phillies by 1 run in both games.
And it feels like they always have a lead. It feels like at some point in the game they always have a lead, and then they just their bullpen's so bad.
I wonder if it's other teams just kind of reading the headlines and seeing the roster and like going out the night before and just boozing no matter what. Just like, yeah, we could take this team, start soft, and then be like, oh, we can't lose to this fucking team, and then turn it on.
I guess the Royals did a little bit of that too. Like the Royals, I think it was yesterday, the day before. I think yesterday. I think it was. They jumped out on the Tigers and they ended up getting smoked.
Yeah, it was yesterday. It's the Tigers, not the best team either.
The Tigers, not exactly world class.
Not the best team, but that's hot ice. Let's go and fuck the Braves, but let's go Rays, baby. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Rays by 5. What do you say?
Rays by 5, 10-1. Book it. See you, Rico.